So you've already heard about all the great reasons to use a shared drive, like file retention and easy onboarding and offboarding, and if not, check out our What's the Difference Between My Drive and Shared Drives video for an overview. Making your own shared drive is easy, but there are a few things to think about before you create. First, consider the people who need access to the shared drive. We recommend creating a Google group to make managing membership easier. Any NC State faculty and staff can request a Google group for any reason by visiting webregistry.ncsu.edu. If you want to learn more about groups, check out our Google Groups at NC State video. Second, check with your team members to see if someone has already created a shared drive for the same purpose. Third, determine if there are files and folders that need to be moved to your new shared drive. Identifying content and organizing your files before you create the shared drive will make your content migration easier. Once you're ready to make your new shared drive, it's as easy as going to Google Drive, right-clicking on Shared Drives and choosing New Shared Drive, or selecting Shared Drives and then the plus New button and naming your shared drive. Next, you'll add your team members. Add members by clicking Add Members at the top of your shared drive. Type in email addresses of the individual or the Google group. Next, you'll determine the role for that member. Every member of a shared drive, including a Google group, has a role that determines what they can and cannot do within the shared drive. Let's review the types of roles that are available. The most restricted role is Viewer. Viewers can only view the shared drive and the files and folders inside. The Commenter role adds the ability to comment on files in the shared drive. The Contributor role adds quite a few more permissions: making, approving, and rejecting suggested edits, creating and uploading files and creating folders, adding specific people who are not already shared drive members to individual files, and the ability to restore files from the trash. Content Manager is the default role for new members unless you select otherwise. The Content Manager role adds the ability to move or organize files and folders in the shared drive and also to send files and folders to the trash. Manager is the highest level permission available and is the default role for the shared drive creator. You can make any other member a manager, with no limit to how many managers you can have. Managers are able to add new members to the shared drive and change shared drive settings, which we'll cover a little bit later. After choosing the type of role for the new member, you can write a custom message welcoming them to the shared drive. If you leave this blank, they will still be notified that they've been added. One note about using Google Groups as a member in your shared drive. Let's say that you have your whole team in a Google group and you'd like almost everyone in that team to have the contributor role, but you'd like one person to be a manager. In this case, you'll add the group with a contributor role and then also add the person you'd like to have as a different access level. Next, you can review your shared drive settings. First, click the down-pointing arrow next to your shared drive name and then Shared Drive Settings. Here you have the ability to impose some security restrictions on your shared drive. You can, at the shared drive level, limit the ability to share with people outside of NC State, disallow sharing of files with outside members, and limit the ability to download, copy, and print. Also from the drop-down menu, you can change your shared drive's theme or rename your shared drive. Lastly, you may want to move content into your shared drive from My Drive. For moving files from a My Drive to a shared drive, any member of the shared drive has the ability to migrate any file that they have editing rights to, but only if the original owner is also a member of the shared drive. Move a file by clicking and dragging, or using the Move To option. You can find Move To by right-clicking on the file in My Drive or by opening the file and finding the folder with an arrow in it next to the file name. Moving folders is different. If you want to move entire folders into a shared drive, you will need to complete a request for the special folder migration permission at go.ncsu.edu/shared drives. After your request is approved, you'll have a 2-week period where you can move folders from My Drive to a shared drive. You'll be able to move folders where you have at least view access to the folder itself. Note that when moving files, the owner has to be a member of the shared drive, but when using the elevated folder migration permission, the owner does not have to be a member of the shared drive. The owner will still be able to access the file using a link or by searching. Now you're ready to use your new shared drive. If you haven't already, check out the other videos in this Google Drive series to learn more about collaborating using Google Drive. If you need help, contact us via the IT service portal at help.ncsu.edu, and to find other G Suite classes, visit go.ncsu.edu/learnit.